Hi everyone. The last lesson of these next 2 weeks is going to be on rounding. So what I wanted to do was go ahead and do a quick video to just remind the class of my trick about rounding. So let's take a 3-digit number here. We have 134 and I want to round it to the nearest tenths place. I want to say 90% of the time this trick will work. The other 10% of the time, I'll explain what you have to do. You ready? The numbers to the right are going to become 0. The numbers to the left are going to stay the same. The 3, we have to decide, is it going to go up or is it going to rest? And we do that by looking at the 4, okay? Now, this is the part that usually people understand, but what to do with this number and what to do with this number is usually what people forget about. So that's why I have my trick. Just remember, most of the time, everything to the right is going to become a 0. Everything to the left is going to stay the same. This number, because the 4 is 4 or less, the 3 will rest. And we just rounded 134 to the nearest 10. Now, let's work with a bigger number now. Let's say I have 4,681 and I want to round that number to the nearest hundreds place. I'm going to go ahead and underline my hundreds place. So again, my trick, everything to the right turns to zeros. Everything to the left stays the same. The 6 is the only one that we have to figure out. And we're going to do that by looking to the right. The 8 is 5 or more, which means the 6 is going to soar. So here we rounded down, and here we rounded up. Let's go to an even bigger number now. Let's say we have 52,784 and we're rounding to the nearest thousands place. Again, everything to the right is going to turn to zeros. Everything to the left is going to stay the same. The 2, the underlined digit, the place that we're rounding to, is the only one where we have to think. Is it going to go up or is it going to rest? The 7 is 5 or more, which means the 2 is going to soar to a 3. Now, I will obviously remind the class at this moment. Now, there is an exception to the rule, and that's when you have a 9. In this number, let's round it to the nearest hundreds place. If you are underlining a 9 and you have to round it up, this is what you need to do. Again, everything to the right turns to zeros. The 9, we're going to look at the 8. The 8 is going to make the 9 soar. The 9 is going to become a 10. But just like when we're adding, we can't put this 10 in the hundreds place. We have to carry it. So we'll bring our 0 down and we'll add our 1 to the 4. So 4,986 rounded to 5,000, even though we were rounding to the hundreds place. Let's try that. Let's try an example like that again. So again, there is an exception, and that's when we have to round up and the underlined digit is a 9. Say we have 14,962. Okay, in this number, we're going to round to the nearest hundreds place again. And again, it's a 9. Everything to the right is going to become a 0. Everything to the left can stay the same for the moment. The 9, we're going to look at the 6 And we notice we're rounding this 9 up. So this 9 would become a 10. So what we're going to do is bring the 0 down and carry over the 1. So our 4 becomes a 5. 14,962. Rounds up to 15,000. I think they included this lesson because overall as a grade it was a weakness, but I will say that my 2 classes aced it, so you guys shouldn't have a hard time with this at all. Love you guys. See you soon.